Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife here, and today is another wrestling review Jive thing.
Yeah!
So, Sunday was Money in the Bank. The pay-per-view, and so we're just gonna pretty much go. Well, let's start with this. If you don't watch wrestling, stick around. Maybe you'll start watching wrestling. As a spoiler-free, like if you haven't had a chance to watch Money in the Bank yet, and you're saving it up for Tuesday night or something like that after work.
Don't watch this yet.
Don't watch this yet. Come back to it.
Watch it after.
But like spoiler-free Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What are you gonna give it?
I think overall this was a really good pay-per-view. I would give this 4 of 5. 4 roofs out of 5 ladders.
Yeah, 4 roofs out of 5 ladders. Yeah, I'll give it 4 out of 5. There's really not a lot to complain about. So yeah, I would say 4 out of 5. It was a good pay-per-view. It was certainly a fun one. I think that this shows that WWE
some good matches.
is understanding how to handle the social distancing.
I feel like they're really starting to dial in where that kind of
maybe
stuff
learned a couple of lessons from watching AEW episodes. Out there. Overall I think it was good. It got some good jokes and. Let's get into the matches.
So we'll go match by match. So
we're just gonna go match by match.
So there was pre-show, which where Jeff Hardy defeated Cesaro. We actually didn't watch this. We had other stuff happening and ran out of time and completely forgot. So hopefully that match didn't suck. So the first match of the pay-per-view, we watched.
Who won the Jeff Hardy?
Jeff Hardy beat Cesaro with a swanton bomb. That's all I got.
I think I like Cesaro more. Do I like Cesaro more?
I mean, like, if you
I'm not certain which one Jeff Hardy and Cesaro is. I'm sorry. My brain is just
it's
melted.
Jeff Hardy's first match back from a break, maybe an injury. I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I mean,
whatever.
I love Cesaro, but there was a time
pre-matches.
where I also loved Jeff Hardy, and we watch a lot of the pre-matches.
Yeah.
We just had stuff going on at 3:30, guys. Sorry. So the first match was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship. New Day defeated Lucha House Party, Miz and Morrison, and Forgotten Sons. And this was a pretty good match.
It was a good match.
Yeah. It was a nice opener. New Day really knows how to kind of like pump it up. And normally you would say pump it up with the crowd, but we're the crowd.
Yeah.
So, but it was a really good match. There was some really, really great wrestling moves by really all parties. Lucha House Party, who I'm not generally a big fan of, they're just a little too generic. Give them some personality, guys.
Yeah.
They did some great moves. Miz and Morrison, always awesome.
Fantastic.
New Day,
fantastic.
Always top notch. Obviously, that's why they won.
I do want to talk about Morrison's pants. Were quite glittery.
Well, and they were shiny.
And they had an absurd pattern.
They were like green and gold. Money in the Bank colors.
So absurd.
It's
I love
so
it.
good.
I love them both. They are a fantastic tag team. I mean, I love The Miz in everything he does. But I was just like, what is with this guy's fucking pants? Like the whole time.
The whole time? I thought they were fantastic.
What is going on with this guy's fucking pants?
I thought they were
Also,
great.
I'm kind of surprised that they gave it to, I was kind of surprised that they gave it to
New Day?
To New Day.
I was also a little surprised.
I'm surprised that they didn't keep it with Miz and Morrison.
I am a little surprised that they didn't keep it with Miz and Morrison, but I am happy that they gave it to New Day. They're a great team.
Oh, no, New Day's the fucking
they're a
best.
great stable. Xavier Woods is out right now on an injury.
Yeah.
They're a great stable. I really love the chemistry and the personality that Big E and Kofi are able to put out now, as opposed to when they weren't really able to do that and they had to kind of stifle things. So I really, really enjoy that. I think my favorite part of this match was there's a point in the end where Lucha House Party is in the ring and like one of them comes up from behind or whatever, and Michael Cole is announcing, and Big E doesn't see the other person like behind him, and Michael Cole is like, oh, Big E doesn't even know this guy's behind him, and then Big E turns around, but like not because he heard Michael Cole, like obviously he heard Michael Cole, but not because he heard Michael Cole and was like, what? But he just turns around in the natural course of the match, and I was just like, well, obviously he knows now.
Yeah, like thanks for yelling. Yeah, no, I mean, you know what? It was good. It was high flying. It's always just an absolute pleasure to watch Big E wrestle.
Yeah.
He's such a powerful wrestler, and he does such a good job, especially when he's in a ring with differentially sized people like that. You know, to see him throwing around some of these little guys, but then be able to see, you know, somebody like Morrison or Miz, who are like of a larger stature by relative comparison, kind of getting at him and stuff like that. I mean, you know what? As much as it hurts me to see Miz and Morrison lose it, I'm okay because it was.
I would
New
say
Day.
that this was in a good way.
So yeah, but no, that was a good match. All right, what's next?
So next there was a interview with Drew McIntyre and Charlie, I think.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing
it was
interview.
just the usual like
Drew
my
McIntyre.
title match is coming up kind of interview. But I mention it because, well, one, it was next, but two, because in the very beginning Charlie's like something tell us, answer a question. And he's like, first of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And he like looks at the camera and I'm like, this guy, panty dropping. Like he's on the cover of a romance novel. He is so, but also it wasn't like trying to be sexy. It was just like
he was like, it's Mother's Day, so we might as well say something about it.
Yeah,
you know?
he was probably like,
really
Mom,
good.
watch for my shout out to you kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then next we went into the second match, which was I don't really know how to explain this match, but R-Truth came out and R-Truth was doing his song, and for those of you that are familiar with it, he does some rap and then he goes, what's up, and then he does the mic and the crowds are supposed to go, what's up, but there was no crowd and he did it anyway. Because R-Truth is a crazy man. So R-Truth came out
like purely insane.
Yeah.
Everything he says is you listen to it and you take it in, and then you're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
He's really going like Ultimate Warrior weird on his promos.
Nuts. It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
And he's just fucking going off. He's talking and filling space, but he's not filling space with like useful words. He's just filling it with random sounds.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes their
words make sense. They make more sense than Booker T. So R-Truth came out and did his thing, and he was fighting. He was supposed to be on a match against MVP, who came out in like super Wakanda garb. And I don't remember the last time MVP wrestled, although I know it was fairly recently. But I wonder if he was also wearing Wakanda outfit. Please tell us, internet, because I'm not sure. And then MVP was like, "I don't like you thug rapper." And R-Truth was like, what are you talking about? And then like did some basketball stuff where he's like, you go like this. It was very strange. And MVP was like, I've had it with you. And then Bobby Lashley's music comes on, and then Bobby Lashley comes down, and Bobby Lashley has the match against R-Truth because MVP's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And Bobby Lashley's like, I want to beat you up. And I'm just like, why? Why is this happening? This is so weird. So Bobby Lashley won that one.
Which is bullshit. R-Truth should have won. I love R-Truth. But they're trying to... Really, it's because they couldn't get Gronk to have... Because Gronk holds the 24, right?
Yes.
They couldn't get Gronk, who holds the 24, to give it back to R-Truth. And there's probably some social distancing stuff involved in that, as well as scheduling conflict.
Yeah. Well, and also...
and they're trying to pump up Bobby Lashley right now.
And MVP. You know, they've got the talent. They're trying to use them. So it was like it was a funny but weird
It was fun, but I would have rather seen... R-Truth win, but they couldn't have given it to him because of how hard they're trying to push Lashley right now.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. It was filler to me. It was just commercials on the internet.
It was very strange.
All right, next match.
The next match was the Women's Championship, Bayley with Sasha out at the side versus Tamina, and Bayley retained her championship, I think because Sasha... cheated, but like honestly I had a hard time paying attention to the match because I just can't stand Bayley, and I like Tamina, and I actually like Sasha Banks, but Sasha Banks was wearing this like red latex outfit, and I just like I couldn't stop looking at the outfit,
trying to understand it.
I think she had like a bra on with like clear straps underneath, and the outfit looked great on her. She looked fantastic. And then I noticed like her roots were getting along, and I was like, good for you, girl, not going to the hairdresser during all of this. So I had a hard time paying attention to that match, and was just basically only focusing on Sasha because she's gorgeous, and realized that they lost. Although this was the first match that had like the had the theme of the in-ring performance center matches, which is tossing your opponent not through but across the announcer table.
Yeah.
Tamina just like lawn darted Bayley across that table.
Such a fucking powerful wrestler, dude.
She's so powerful.
And she just fucking throws people around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed the match. Like, I'm not a Bayley fan either. I do really like Tamina. I do really like Sasha Banks. But in general, just basically just watching Tamina work, dude. She's such a good fucking wrestler.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, she really needs more push.
Yeah, she does.
You know, I would really enjoy if she had more push. So, it's kind of, again, a letdown with the results, but...
Yeah.
You know, whatever. At least Tamina got some airtime, and it was a fun match to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
And then after that was a promo from Seth Rollins, which is kind of like all of Seth Rollins' promos lately. They're really interesting. They're very like the Mandarin from Iron Man. He's doing this like Messiah thing, and it's so weird. And it's kind of funny, and it reminds me a little...
I don't like Seth Rollins. So it's like weird, and you know, okay, this is the thing. I would love to, if you know the answer to this, comment below. But like, did Seth Rollins' Monday Night Messiah thing start before AEW's like religious cult leader thing?
I think it started before.
Both WWE and AEW are doing this like religious thing, and Seth Rollins is not even a fucking fraction as good as what AEW's doing with their like weird religious cult leader nonsense story.
Yeah.
And so like, it's not bad, but the Seth Rollins thing, it feels drawn out, and I'm like, where's the fucking conclusion? What's fucking happening? I want more out of it, and we're just not getting that. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
At least it's fun.
you really had an issue with him only having one glove on, too, so that was
Holy
fun.
shit, yeah, I just realized, and clearly, because they showed, like, flashbacks, he's been doing one glove for a while, but, like when they're doing the thing about him, like, signing the contract or fucking whatever, and, like, it shows him with the glove, I was like, why is he only wearing one fucking glove? And Julie's like, hey, maybe he just took one of them off. And then they show the flashbacks. I'm like, he's only been wearing one for a while.
He's always been wearing one glove. How did we not notice?
Fuck? He's just doing a Michael Jackson reference for fucking shits and gigs, man? It's so weird.
So that promo, after that, was the fourth match of the night, which was Braun Strowman, who's champion, versus Bray Wyatt. And this was a fantastic match.
God damn, they are both such good fucking wrestlers.
I really love Bray Wyatt. I've loved Bray Wyatt since day one when he was doing the upside down spider thing. Creepy. And I also really like Braun Strowman. And the longer time goes on, the more I like Braun Strowman. And I'm going to say it now and mark my words. Braun Strowman, this generation of wrestling's Big Show.
Oh, easily.
This generation's
Also,
Big Show.
Braun Strowman is just an absolute fucking monster in the ring.
He's so huge,
and
but he's also
throwing
around
Bray Wyatt, who's a huge guy on his own.
Up
it's
and
fucking
just
crazy
throw around Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
he did that choke slam on Bray Wyatt that looked like he was dropping him off of a fucking building.
Yeah, dude, it was so fucking nuts.
And then at the end of the match, he comes back out with the mask, which was really cool. He wasn't really watching wrestling then, so I kind of had to.
She had to explain the mask thing, but still,
that was a really cool thing to do.
Yeah,
it was a really good fucking match. Good match.
Yeah,
Bray and Braun really put that match over.
Yeah.
And they also got tossed over, you know, the announcer table. That was
they also got the announcer table toss. I feel like in general we're sort of building towards the next like big guy fight is going to be Braun and Bray.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And I think it's a fucking great idea because they're both
so much more
incredibly good wrestlers. Yeah. They're both like legitimately dope dudes, right? I follow both of them on like Instagram and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I love their fucking content, you know. They're great really wrestlers. Nice, they have good chemistry. Yeah, their styles mesh really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this story arc goes, and I'm glad that they didn't waste too much of it on this pay-per-view because it wasn't the main card for the pay-per-view. I really hope that
we get to see more of Bray and Braun.
I think they're building it to be like a pay-per-view main card maybe towards the end of the year sometime. Maybe SummerSlam, to just do this big like, you know, and maybe it's not even just him. Maybe it's we're gonna wrestle him and then you gotta wrestle the Beast back to back or some fucking dumb shit like that. But like they're so good in ring together. Yeah. They're such good wrestlers. I think I loved it.
Yeah.
Favorite match of the night.
Aside from the Money in the Bank,
we're not going to count Money in the Bank because that's its own fucking pile
like
of
one
horses
of those cinematic
or
ones.
whatever.
So I would say that one was also match of the night, excluding Money in the Bank. So after that, there was kind of that promo from the hacker person. The truth must be heard. Well, Who are you?
Listen, they're building real big.
Happening.
If they don't reveal it good, it's gonna be.
It reminds me so much of when Jericho came to the WWE as Y2J, and I know you weren't watching then. But what was happening is during a match, the screen, like the entire arena would go dark, and then it would light back up with like a countdown. With Y2J's background that he has like on his entrance, and it would be like wow wow, and it would just count down, and it would just happen periodically. And they did something very similar when Taz came to the WWE too, which was really cool, and I really dig that. Obviously, putting the lights out in the arena has kind of a different effect because you don't really have fans to respond to that.
Yeah,
it's a little different. But I want to see who it is. I hope that they're not hyping us up for something that's actually kind of lame. But I'm interested to see what's happening.
Such a letdown.
And I actually really liked this particular. The chickens just laid an egg. They're making their little egg song. But I really like this one because at the end they pull out and the hacker person is like looking at all these screens and it's all of these like video clips. They're supposed to be watching live or whatever, probably. Yeah. All these video clips of various wrestlers doing various things. Some of them looked like they could have been from like Zoom streaming calls. Some of them looked like they were like behind the scenes.
The CGI was actually not too bad on it. They did a good job. Cool. They're like, my fear is that they're doing a lot. They're building this up. It's gonna look dope. Yeah. And I don't want it to be like secretly it was AJ Styles. Dude, I swear to God, if it's like secretly it was AJ Styles, canceling my subscription. Fuck you. I'm out. AEW for life, bitch. I'm gone. Like you know what I'm saying?
For that subscription. We're gonna keep watching.
I can't. I'm gonna put your credit card in the microwave or however you do that. I don't fucking know how money works. It's my computer. We're not going to touch the computer. We're not going to damage it. It was very expensive. It took me a long time to build. It's a very powerful computer. It's not important. We're going to do something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like a little afraid that that's going to be the case just because we've had nothing. Like, no hint. Or we have had hints and I'm just real fucking dumb. And if you think you know who it is, again,
I don't know who it is. I don't know who the fuck it is.
Yeah. So
I
want it to be R-Truth, by the way. Secretly, R-Truth is a genius, and he's not like a silly cartoon man like he plays. That's how I want this to end up. Because that would be hilarious. If R-Truth comes out and he's got glasses on, and you're expecting a joke, and he's just using like sci-fi words and shit.
That would be so good. In fact, that would
be amazing.
That would be like if Jar Jar Binks was the ultimate Sith Lord.
I'm still going to go with Jar Jar Binks was the ultimate Sith Lord because the end of the Star Wars franchise was a fucking waste of time.
That's my favorite Star Wars
Question me about
fan thing. So, all right, next was the WWE Championship match with Drew McIntyre, who's a champion, and Seth Rollins. And Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins. Somebody went across the announcer table again. That was fun.
Yeah.
And that was a really good match, too. I feel like Seth Rollins is really at a point in his career where he's just kind of like phoning it in because he's like a top card guy and he's been a top card guy for a while, and they just kind of like lose the magic a little, and I can see that Seth Rollins is doing that too because I used to love Seth Rollins. He was fantastic, but at some point along the way it felt like he lost the magic a little bit, and I get it, it's a hard job and they're doing lots of hard things, but it feels like he's just kind of like phoning it in, a little bit of Randy Orton style.
Yeah.
His promos are still fantastic, but his wrestling leaves some to be desired.
However, on the other side of that, you have Drew McIntyre, who is fucking fantastic. I absolutely love Drew McIntyre. He is a fucking incredible wrestler. The guy looks like a fucking monster. He's so like at the end when the ref holds up his hand and he's just like bah, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, you are huge, dude. Yeah. Like he's such a big guy and he's stupid in shape and he's a hell of a good wrestler.
And you can see how excited he is to be here and to be doing this. And one thing that I think is really cool about him too is that he's Scottish, and they've made no secrets about him being Scottish, but they haven't turned it into like a racial thing.
Yeah,
which is
they
really
sometimes
refreshing.
do that where they're like, oh, what's this person's like whatever kind of halfway ethnicity? We're gonna make him just listen to bagpipes and wear a kilt. And like as a Scottish person, it makes me happy when they're not just like, what does Scotland have? Bagpipes and kilts. Is the only ones we can talk about. And angry drunk guys. We got 3 things, and it's like we got a lot more than that, man. Like let's calm it the fuck down with that shit. Because in reality, really any wrestler that's like been specifically Scottish before this has really been pushed in that way. It's only really Drew McIntyre and
Becky Lynch. She's
not
Scottish.
The coffee chick. She's tag team partners with Bailey.
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Okay. Nikki Cross is the other one who.
Good job using your words.
Whatever. I'm bad with names, man. Y'all know this.
Coffee chick.
Well, they both do like bits about drinking coffee and always needing coffee.
Yeah, she does.
Not enough coffee, and that's her whole thing. Especially on her Instagram, like every other post is about coffee. It's fantastic. I love coffee. I get it.
Yeah, she must be one of those people that's like, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee,
or something,
like that. It's very strange.
But so. Like, really, other than those two, and even she, when Cross first got in, it was very, like you know...
She's Scottish. Look at this Scottish flag.
Cross and Scottish flag and all this, and like, slowly that's been backing away. So it's nice to see them doing that.
Well, it's nice because it's it's allowing the wrestler's own personality to come through.
Yeah.
And I am of the opinion that is the best way to have a wrestler get over and go big. Like, shticks can be fun, but we're no longer in I feel like wrestling is no longer in a place where you can really do like shticks like that. You know, in the 80s, well, I mean, further back than that, but in the 80s, shticks were huge because it was all for kids, and that's how you got kids to watch. You had the clown guy, and you had the cowboy guy, and you had this guy, and you had that guy, and they just had to like fit into that. And in the 90s, especially in the early 90s, you still had a lot of that, and a lot of those have persisted like a little bit into it. You saw it a lot when Rusev first came out. It was very racial, very strange.
Or Rusev and who's the
like Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal,
and anybody who's any sort of ethnic really sort of got those like shticks. That's really where shticks have been like relegated to like ethnicity.
Shticks have really been relegated to either ethnicity or size, because you'll have a really big guy like Otis. Sort of, where it's just like all the jokes that they make are about Otis's size,
being big,
you know,
I mean,
or some of the larger ladies.
We still have that now with the Viking Raiders, and the Viking Raiders are a good tag team.
They are,
and I like them, but
Vikings don't wear fucking horns.
I do not like their Viking Raiders shtick. As someone who has
super racist as a person
has that in their own heritage. I am like a little offended by that. That's kind of racist, guys.
Well, and it's a little racist. I mean, you know, they haven't like led too far down the like
they haven't
worship path or anything.
It's good,
but
they
still, it's a little like.
But you can see that like old timey wrestling mentality in those shticks, and I really like that they're not doing that like shtick with Drew McIntyre. They're just letting him be him. And that's the best. You know, you can...
Well, and he cares so much about wrestling. You can see it in the way that he wrestles and how excited he was when he won and stuff like that. But no, either way, rant about shticks aside.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a shtick or if it's real, but the next thing that happened was R-Truth, and he did a promo kind of interview with Charlie about basically getting his baby back, the 24/7 belt. But he calls out who did he said a football person's name.
He called out
was it Tom Brady or something?
Brady, yeah. He
was like,
calls
Tom
out
Brady,
he calls out
coming
Brady
for you.
And then,
you have my 24/7 title.
After he leaves,
then R-Truth
she's like,
leaves
he means Gronkowski. Which is like, those are very different fucking people by the by.
It was
but it's so good.
It was
R-Truth
such
is the
a
best.
good moment.
He's an absolute pleasure.
Not only is R-Truth the best, but I think that was a really great moment for Charlie as an interviewer. I don't know what her goals are, but that took me back and reminded me of the way our dogs are just playing at the foot of the camera, pushing it around. Sorry, guys.
Don't touch the camera.
It's not an earthquake. Yeah. It reminds me of a lot of other announced things where, like, The Rock was always funny with the announcers, or, you know, like Michael Cole back when he was announcing it, and things like that. So it really kind of takes me back. Where the interviewer is also, like, a player character and has some personality. Yeah. So after that was the Money in the Bank. So this is kind of a lot to unpack on the Money in the Bank match. So the women's side of the Money in the Bank was Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Carmella, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and Lacey Evans. And
Asuka won.
Yeah, Asuka won. And I guess we'll talk about the ladies' side first.
We're gonna talk one side at a time. Then we're gonna talk events. So Asuka won.
Yeah.
I think that.
I think she deserves it.
I think she totally deserves it. I think Nia Jax was probably the best one.
Nia Jax
fucking crushed it
performance
in this one. She was just, first of all, she just tosses bitches around.
Yeah,
it's amazing. She's just like, you go over there, you go over there, you go over there. At one point in time, she picks, I forget who she picks up. She picks one of them up and like slams after the food fight, like slams them into the table. And you're like, dude, you're gonna hurt somebody. Holy shit. So she had great, you know, kind of want to go through it each. Asuka, she won. Her intro was good by her jumping off. She was sort of crazy the whole time. And so that was good. The fact that she fucking kicked King Corbin off the fucking ladder
was so
amazing.
Good. That was so funny. We were laughing so hard.
And she seemed super excited to win, so she was fantastic.
Yeah. Shayna Baszler, as much as they've been pushing her lately, I feel like she didn't really do much. She choked out Rey Mysterio. That was funny during the food fight.
Fucking nighty-nighted Rey Mysterio. Yeah. That shit was gold, dude. Because it was just like pan over and it's right there. Mysterio's just like, he's just like,
yeah, that's really all that I remember her doing.
That was good. Yeah, the rest of the time she just kind of got thrown around.
Yeah, so then was Carmella, and Carmella was hilarious.
Carmella was so funny.
From the very beginning, she's like squeaky moonwalking. And I was just
give her like a little piece of carpet to moonwalk on. So first of all, you can see she's fighting it because the moonwalk was like not as good as she's normally doing it. Yeah. And she's just like, wee. I mean, you're just like, did you guys not practice this? What the fuck is happening? Oh, it was so good. I love Carmella. She's fantastic.
Yeah. And then when she hits Dana Brooke with the poster and she does the Mela is money thing, that was fantastic.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, that was really good. Nia Jax, we already talked about her.
We talked about her.
Dana Brooke, okay guys, she showed up and I was like, who's this? And they said Dana Brooke and I was like,
you're like, who the fuck's Dana Brooke? Did we want? And they're like, she defeated so-and-so to get this title. And you're like, did she? Do you remember that match? Do I remember that match? What the fuck is happening right now?
I think Dana Brooke's best moment was during the food. So she gets hit with the poster in the Money in the Bank.
First of all,
the whole thing there.
The whole thing there where she's just like, I got it.
She sees the briefcase and she's so happy. And
what's
then
her name?
Stephanie McMahon is like, that's the wrong
green
briefcase.
Screens in.
Yeah, that was probably the worst.
Well, that was clearly like recorded on a Teams meeting or something.
Yeah.
They're like, get on Zoom. We're gonna have you just walk into frame. You have a white wall? No? That's fine. We'll figure it out in post.
Yeah, it was
like, it wasn't great. It was fun, but it was very clearly crap.
It was very clearly she wasn't in the room, but they wanted her to be. But that bit was hilarious. Yeah. And then she looks at it and she's all sad, and then Carmella comes and hits her. But actually my favorite part was not the part in the Money in the Bank room with her, but in the food fight room, she's got the thing around her face, and Otis slams that plate of food into Paul Heyman, and everybody's like reaction face. And then you look over her and she's just like
up in the picture frame, like
she still hasn't taken the picture frame off.
What is that, like Home Alone face, like or what? She like Home Alone's inside, like, bitch, take the picture frame off.
She walked in this door with that picture frame on her.
You knew she was walking through that door, like, all right, through the door now. Like,
it was so funny.
she did fantastic.
And then Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans did good, but I feel like she didn't get a lot of time in this.
She didn't get as much time as she deserves. That fucking punch in the throat was absurd.
Yeah, she gave the women's right to...
Shayna Baszler she gave it to? No.
Oh, man, I don't know.
I think she gave it to Carmella.
Was it Carmella? It must
I think she gave it to Carmella. Carmella comes like running around the corner and she's just like, boom! Like in the fucking throat. Not even camera trickery. Just punched a bitch in the throat.
And you're like, oh my God, woman
would
down!
you fucking do that? Like, oh my God. It was so fucking good.
So that was for the ladies.
That was for the ladies.
So for the Met also. Okay.
As a generality, humans are a complete waste of fucking time and space. Yeah. All right, we're back. I don't know. The camera does camera things. Whatever. You understand how this
technical difficulties. We need like a new card, maybe. Yeah. Maybe it was the Fae that live around here.
Yeah. Maybe it was the dogs touching the leg.
Maybe it was the dogs.
There you go, Hella. We don't know. So yeah. Anyway, we're back. Let's talk about the men. That was the women. Now we're going to talk about the gentlemen.
It was Otis who won Money in the Bank. King Corbin, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Aleister Black, and Daniel Bryan were the guys. So we'll just go through and download all of them. So Otis, I am so happy that Otis won Money in the Bank. He is
easily like within my top 3 favorite wrestlers now. Yeah. He's an amazing wrestler, and I mean like scary good, amazing wrestler. Yeah,
he is incredibly agile and flexible for being a big guy.
He's a big guy, and he has that big guy presence, and he wrestles like a big guy. Except for, like, the 3 times in a match where he does some shit that you're like, yeah, you're not supposed to be able to do that, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. And he's fucking hilarious. Yeah. All of his little, like, he has this character. And he has, like, his little faces and his little tiny movements.
Voice
and
thing
shit
that
like
he does.
that.
It's so funny.
Fucking
Whenever
funny.
a phone does the thing, he does this.
He's just like, what's that?
And he does this, thing. It's so good.
When he gets all fucking,
he gets so adorable. He
gets his belly all fired up. Oh, it's the best. I love him so much.
And I love his storyline with Mandy Rose. I just love Otis.
He's so good.
So good. I went into this thinking like Otis is even our dog Hella likes Otis. She wanted to tell you guys. I went into this not thinking that Otis would win, but hoping that Otis would win. So I was delighted that he won, and very specifically, the way in which Otis won is so cool with Corbin and AJ doing the hold on the briefcase thing, which is something that I've seen a bunch of times, but honestly that never gets old for me. And then they fumble it, which is brand new to me, and then Otis catches it.
Yeah, well, there was some interference for King Corbin.
Yeah, but like Otis wasn't able to, like, they tried to make it look like he was too fat to get up the ladder. Like, we've seen Otis on a ladder before, guys.
Don't just do the fat guy. Also, when Otis goes to step on the ladder to climb up it, he's like, boom! And just like fucking stomps the rung off. And you're like, okay, fine, it was a pre-weekend rung or whatever. But like, of course you broke it. That's not how you climb a ladder, dude. You don't just fucking stomp your way up it. It was so funny. And it was so off-putting too. Because you're like, oh, is it going to be like, because he's doing this like, it's wobbly kind of thing. And I mean, it was pretty fucking wobbly up there. So I get what they're doing. But he's like, oh, it's kind of wobbly. And then he just like stomps this thing off. And he's just like, oh, it's not going to work. And I'm like, you're just going to give up?
Yeah.
With that, is this what we're gonna do? You know? And then everybody else showed up and the wrestling went on. But it was just that like pause break of him just stomping this thing off, and you're like,
you were just like,
what is happening right now?
What is happening? And then it took me a moment going, oh, they're trying to make it sound like he's too fat to get up the ladder.
Yeah. Otis starting the food fight was amazing.
Otis during the food fight.
Fucking Paul Heyman.
And the pie thing.
Paul Heyman's face when he gets that fucking, he's just like Otis is just like, boom! With the stuff.
And everyone's reaction.
And everybody's just like fucking locked. And Heyman just looks like, what the fuck just happened?
Like rice on his
just like he's like literally aghast with fucking shock. He's just like blown away, awestruck.
Paul Heyman of all people.
That's some motherfucker.
Speechless.
Well, and I love that like everybody's in there and they're like, and you can hear him yelling. You can hear him yelling, and then he gets bumped and like throws a little sandwich at Otis, and Otis is just like starts like freaking the fuck out and just like shaking, and he's just like, boom, fight, and then like throws it at Paul Heyman, and everybody's just like, what the fuck just happened?
It was so
good. So good.
Otis's performance in the food fight is top notch.
At one point in time, he just ate some of the sandwich.
Yeah, that was thrown at him with Nia Jax.
Oh my god! With
and they're
he's just like
facing
eating
off,
it,
and he's just eating it with his mouth open. It's coming out of his mouth, and they're trying to have this like sort of tense moment, and he is just basically trying his hardest to make her laugh.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably a snapshot of Otis as a person, not the eating with his mouth open, but
just the, like,
being
trying to make people
ridiculous
laugh.
to try to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And then he storms out,
amazing.
and then he sees the pie and John Laurinaitis, and he just like pies John Laurinaitis in the face.
Out of his fucking chair, by the way.
Out of his
It's not even like a little. He's just like pie, like a real aggressive pieing, and I'm like, that is an old ass man. Why are you doing this right now?
Well, to be fair, Letterkenny.
Watch it.
To be fair, when John Laurinaitis did this stint where he was like the director of Raw or whatever.
Sure.
And he was just awful. He did like the Batman voice where it's like all raspy.
Like it was awful on purpose, or
a little bit of
it
both.
was just like actually sort of shit. Okay.
A little bit of both.
Right.
But he was like hard ass guy, trying to be all up in charge of Raw. So that's who John Laurinaitis is. But he's also like a high-ranking official. He's got a lot of accolades.
Okay. It was good.
And that was funny. And actually, all of the cameos were really funny.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, we had Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
And coming out of the bathroom, and that was just. That was hilarious.
It was pretty good.
And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And then we had somebody dressed up as Doink the Clown, R.I.P. Brooklyn Brawler.
so that wasn't the original Doink the Clown.
No.
Oh,
Doink the
okay.
Clown
This is all
was,
before me, so I don't know this.
No, Doink the Clown was also played by Brooklyn Brawler. Who passed away a little while ago.
Okay, I didn't know
Now
that.
I'm questioning myself. Did he die? Is he dead?
Tell us below. Is he dead or not?
I guess I'll have to find out, huh?
Yeah. If you know him, have him call
and then there was Stephanie
verify.
McMahon, and her cameo was the one that left the most to be desired, but mostly because
it was a fucking Teams call or a Zoom call that was photoshopped into a video.
She was like, "Oh, my phone battery's dead. Let me use this Razor phone and take a video on this Razor phone." And then
they just
John Laurinaitis
photocopied. They just faxed a bunch of images of her over, and then they just animated the images across the screen. And I'm pretty certain that's how they did it.
So that was Otis. So Corbin
fucking crushed it. Oh,
he did.
As a side note, okay, we are subbed to this channel called Dead Meat. Like this weekend, Dead Meat released an interview where he's talking to Corbin Dallas about Corbin.
Not Corbin Dallas.
King Corbin. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do that a lot. Just be prepared for that. My brain is
about his favorite horror movies.
About his favorite horror movies, and it's an amazing. It's like a 10-minute interview.
Yeah.
Like a 10 or 15-minute interview. It's super amazing. Look it up. Dead Meat is the name of the channel that does it. So check that out. Just for like some side bonus stuff. But no, King Corbin was fucking fantastic.
Hard when he launched that weight plate.
Oh, dude, into the fucking glass, and you
mirror.
can see him just be like, "You were supposed to catch that shit." Am I gonna get in trouble? Is this coming out of my fucking paycheck? Like, what's happening here? It was so good. Oh my god! And he just kept going.
Yeah, it really sets the tone for how ridiculous how it was
gonna be. Well, and so he he does that, and he's in a bunch of these little fights, which were all amazing.
And then up at the top,
he gets kicked down by Asuka, which is amazing.
And then he comes and interferes with Daniel Bryan.
And he comes in and interferes with Daniel Bryan.
So they fumble the briefcase.
Threw 2 men off the roof.
Yeah, he just threw guys off the roof.
I understand that there's like 2 roofs. There's like a prime roof and a secondary roof.
Yeah.
And whatever. But the first time it happens, and I mean you've seen like they're doing the high up shots. You can see like there's 2 roofs. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But they don't show you. They just show like a guy coming in. He's just like over the roof, and then turns around and keeps going. And you're like, oh my god, did Corbin just murder someone? Like. Are we gonna hear his tiny screams like and then stop all of a sudden? What just happened right now?
In a row, too.
Not even 3 minutes later, he does the exact same thing, and you're just like, okay,
who fell for this?
We're just fucking murdering people now? Is this how wrestling's working? Like, what is going on?
It was so good. You could tell that he was having a great time.
It was great.
Actually, you could tell that all the wrestlers were having a great time with this. It was really fun to watch.
I think everybody was having a ton of fun.
So, Rey Mysterio. I am generally not a fan of Rey Mysterio, but in this, I feel like he pretty much only existed so that he could be, 1, thrown off the roof, and 2, so that Shayna Baszler could choke him out. Rey Mysterio did do some other kind of funny bits, but this was mostly it.
Him getting choked the fuck out was maybe the best Rey Mysterio. That and when AJ Styles is trapped underneath the weights, and he's like, Ray, you gotta help me, and Ray's like, that's loco. and then just fucking takes off, and you're like, wow,
so
just
good.
cold-hearted, dude. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. Yeah.
AJ Styles. I am also generally not a fan of AJ Styles, but I feel like AJ maybe is a little afraid that he's gonna lose his job, and was like really ratcheting it up because AJ was phenomenal.
He fucking crushed it.
Pun intended.
No. We don't do puns around
He
here.
was phenomenal in this match. His moves were good, and
tight, clean moves.
They were tight. They were clean, especially up
jokes.
on the roof with Otis.
His jokes were good.
Yeah, his jokes were on point. I feel like him and Daniel Bryan really stole the show, so to speak, with being in Vince McMahon's office.
Oh,
and
also,
that was
I need to just put this out there. I called the winners for both matches.
Yeah.
And not only that, they were like most of the details of exactly how them going into that office and those cameos were going to go. I called so much of this match like last fucking week when we were watching wrestling. It's mind-blowing because I was like, when Julie was like, "Oh, we're gonna go into Vince's office," blah 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 blah. I was like, they're definitely gonna go in there. Vince is gonna be in there. They're gonna be wrestling. He's gonna turn around. They're gonna like fucking basically have the stare off like that. It was like boom, 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 boom. Also, can we talk about the fact that this nigga owns some dinosaur bones? It's weird, dog.
Yeah. When they got in that door and I saw that there was a dinosaur bone, I was like, oh my god, this is Vince. This is really Vince's office.
Also, what do you think he was doodling on that doodle pad? Because I think that he was just writing Vince plus money equals hearts. Vince plus money equals hearts. Yeah, that's what I think he was doing.
That's probably what he was writing.
Because he owns dinosaur bones. That shit's not okay. How can you be that fucking fancy? Send me some fucking dinosaur bones,
He's
man.
a billionaire.
Well, we need billionaire friends.
Yeah, we do need billionaire friends. Hey,
what's up?
Vince, you want to be our friend?
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
No, that was a fantastic little.
It was such a great cameo. It was so funny. Vince fucking doing the thing.
It reminded me of the way that the world is now. For those of you watching this in the future, we're in post-apocalypse times, and everybody's like doing Zoom meetings. So it reminded me of basically that like Zoom meeting horror story. You know, like you're on a call and you're trying to work, and the kids come in the room behind you, and they're like, trashing the place. So it was a lot like that. You did the little hand sanitizer afterward, but that was fantastic. Yeah. Also, AJ in the hallway looking for Rey Mysterio, and there's just like an Undertaker room, just like a room.
What are they trying to imply by this room?
Office?
Either one.
Is that a storage room?
Either one, it's the Undertaker's office because the Undertaker has an office. At which point I have to ask, why is there just a coffin in your office? Where's your desk?
Why is there only a coffin and a fog machine?
It's his sleeping room. Way more questions about that one. Yeah. Or 3, they just keep some weird Undertaker shrine room as like a just in case, at which point we should be concerned about what the Undertaker's doing. So, I mean, really, what the fuck was that room is like the main question. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. That was a very strange bit.
It was super weird.
You know, AJ Styles went through like all the PTSD. He did.
Yeah, he did that scene when he like turns and it's like Undertaker poster, and they like zoom in on the poster like it's scary, and I'm like, it's a fucking poster. What's happening? Crazy. It was funny. It was funny.
And he did a fantastic job at fumbling that briefcase.
Oh, did he fumbled it so perfectly?
That was
down, and he's just like, where's his hands? They're right there.
That was such a good fumble.
Here's a gift for you.
At first, I thought maybe he messed up.
He just like salt bayed that money in the thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was good. Oh, also, real quick, the last one. When they leave Vince's office, and he's just like, he's like, why are you being a bitch? Like, we gotta whatever the fuck, you know? Like, I can't believe that, like, you gave in like that. And he's like, you're the one who told us to go back and fix the chairs. And he's like, that's fair.
I did
and then they start fighting again. It was such perfect comedic timing.
Gold.
It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, next.
Next is Aleister Black, and I mean, he was just kind of like there.
He didn't really do very much.
He had a couple of spots, but I don't really remember them.
But I think that, I don't know, they were pushing him really hard for a while, and now they're not. And I think that maybe they needed him to stay up on top with regard to like in your mind as somebody that's being like sort of pushed and hyped right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that he was really the focus of a lot of this. And so I think that they were just kind of like, we're not going to script him a bunch of stuff. And there were some similarities in the female wrestler. So I get it. He really didn't do anything. He was fine, whatever.
Yeah. And Daniel Bryan, honestly, we already talked about all the great spots with Daniel Bryan because they were already spots with everybody else. Because King Corbin tried to throw the weight plate at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles in Vince's room. Yeah. With the hand sanitizer.
Yeah, all of Bryan's actions were
very
really
supportive.
With somebody else and supportive. But I mean, he did a good job.
Yeah, and that was Money in the Bank match.
And that was Money in the Bank. So
yeah. So
what do you think about Money in the Bank? Did you call it the way that I called it? I mean,
I think that this is the best of the cinematic type matches.
Certainly.
This was clearly cinematic.
I think this is the best Money in the Bank they've ever fucking done, to be completely honest with you. And I look forward to seeing how this turns out. You know, like Monday night and you know, subsequently Wednesday and Friday. But either way, I really liked it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. What did you think? Tell us what you thought. Are you excited about this going into Monday Night Raw or what, guys?
Yeah. So I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share this video, subscribe if you're new here. We do talk about wrestling stuff. We do movie reviews. We do all that crap. We do some cooking stuff. This is, I guess, sort of been review Jive for Money in the Bank 2020, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.